Hello, stampers and crafters. This is Kevon from ktstamps.com, creating cards for you. And it is a fabulous Wednesday. We're doing humpback sketches, but we're doing humpback sketches just a little bit different because we are taking this exact sketch that we had last week. And again, this is from Simply Simple Scrapping, Connie. And we're turning them into, according to Kevon, her idea of fun folds. And we're hoping that it looks a little bit like this. But anyway, I'm hoping that you guys just have fun, you enjoy what's going on, and you like and you follow me. So without further ado, let's bring in this. All right, you guys, this is called Velvet Meadow Specialty Designer Series paper. And this paper is so beautiful. It is back in stock, and this is time where you can get a discount on Designer Series paper. So take a look at it. It has fuzzy on it. So all these have some fuzzy where some of the white is. So it is so much fun. On the other side, it's just a real mellow design. So here we have a whole bunch of the white, little part. In this, oh my God, it is all full of the fuzzies. I love this. It is just so much fun. So again, you have in this one, it's all the little flowers that are the fuzzy. Again, on the back of this, I think it ends up being the hydrangea hues. This ends up being the peaceful. I think they're all the in colors. Beautiful on the back. You guys, this is lovely, lovely, lovely cardstock. So the white in the middle is the little puffy parts. Okay, I don't really want to keep going into this, but these are beautiful. So anyway, it's back in stock. You should go out and get some. If you have a demonstrator, you can ask them to help you out. And online shopping is so easy right now. So it's a good time for you to do this. So we have that. This is, let's get it right. This is the card that we are creating today. So I just went a little bit wild and crazy. Here you can just write your sentiments on. I just thought this was beautiful. So I have a whole bunch of different little things. It's not going to stay down very well. You may need a belly band, but I decided, okay. This is the new stuff that is coming from the online exclusive. This is called the Frosted Pinecone dies. This is the die that I used for this sentiment area, or the front focal part. That's what I used. I really like it. And it's so nice because it comes with pine cones that are absolutely beautiful. It's great. Then I used the flowering meadows. Both. I used this and this right in here. And I did kind of a, rock and roll with bubble bath and berry burst, and this is the peaceful pine, and that's what I used on all of it. I just went with that colors. The card base is bubble bath, then the layers are berry burst and peaceful pine, and then we have the white, or we have the velvet meadows. I think that's what it's called. Velvet. Yep, the velvet metals. All right. So then I also took some die cuts and I cut this out with these die cuts. And I'll come over here with these die cuts. And then I used scissors and I cut out the little leaves right here. And I just fussy cut them. Wanted you to see that. Then I used some of the frosted iridescent dots and the Dreamy flowers. So this ends up being the bubble bath and the berry burst and just a white. These are berry burst, gorgeous grape, balmy blue, and white. So that's what the colors are here. All right. So I have everything, and you guys know, go to my website. One of the reasons that I don't like to just give everything here is because it just takes up so much time for me. And for some odd reason, I really enjoy, you know, having an organized time. But anyway, you are going to make 4 score marks, and we're just going to barely do the score marks in and out so they make just a little accordion. Then from the first score mark to the 3rd score mark is where we are going to make this 1-inch cut. So we are going to get out our paper trimmer, and we are going to put it in at 2.5, and we are going from the score line, which is at like 1 3/4, and we are scoring down to the 3rd, which is at about 5 1/4. So that's going to be our first score mark, and I need to take this up just a little bit more. And on the sides of our scorer, it has a line here, and that line will help you get from being able to see your first score mark to your last score mark. All right, then we're going to move this to 3.5, and we are going to make our second score mark. So there we go. So that's going to give us everything we need. All right? And this is going to pop forward as everything else goes back and in. It should be the same size as the outside of our card. Again, we have score marks 4. Then we're going to cut from our first score mark to our 3rd score mark. This will pop out as everything accordion folds. All right. Hi, Debbie. It's so great to see you. Thank you for showing up today. I really appreciate your kindness, and I love the fact you're here with us. Thank you. Thank you. So now we are just going to fold, and I'm going to push this in just to fold. And I do have to say that if you want your folds to be just a little bit more crisp, get out your silicone pad, because it helps you. And we're just scoring everything inside, making sure that everything is scored down. Now, once I start adding the layers, it's going to get really bulky. And you can see that it lays better than it lays right now. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is punch up the top, and I'm just going to give it a nice little crease. And then I'm just taking everything on the back just to try to see if we can get it to lay down. All right? So that's the way that our fold looks. All right, so we got that. So now we are going to start adhering all our pieces. And let me make sure that I am looking at pieces today. It goes this way. So this is going to be our second one. And I just did that again for time saving. I just really needed to have some time on here because it's been with the exception of some of the older popular demonstrators, they can last for hours, but for those of us who are hoping that people will watch our videos, we need to have something under 30 minutes, and I still struggle with that. So that I took my Berry Burst and put my velvet Meadow on top. So that is the first thing that I did. And then I have one on the inside. And you saw me take a look at which one goes where, because I just wanted to be able to match that up. So it looks like everything is coordinated. On the outside, when you look at it, and when you lay it flat, your eyes will kind of go, wow, these flowers match. Let's put it up here. Wow, these flowers match. So on the big one is, again, I have the long. On the smaller, then I am just going to take that and place this on the bottom. Oh, let me see, which way does this go? And it goes this way. Kinda. There we go, it goes this way. Because my flowers match up right here. Okay, so this is gonna be my first. And then my little one is gonna be on the top. Now, what I did is that, oh, I want to make sure that I got this going the right way, is that I decided that I really took a look at this. One is, I think it's about 1.5, and this one's 2.5. So I took a piece of 4, and then I am just going to cut this. And I'm just going to cut it right now at 1.5. And I want to make sure that I get this right. Yeah. So this is going to be my top. So there we are. And so this is just a piece of 1.5 by, I think it's 1.5 by 4. And I just cut this in half. And that saved me as far as not having to cut 4 individual things. I hope that makes sense. Oh, I may have cut this incorrectly. Oh, Kevon, you did. I thought that this was right. Okay. Well, I did make a huge mistake, did I? Okay, well, what I thought was good is not as good as I thought. So hold on. We will just pull out some of this and we'll recut it. All right, well, this is so much fun. On a Wednesday afternoon when you think you have all your stuff together, let me make sure. This is 1 7/8, so that's 3/4. And this is 1.5. All right, let's see what I can create now. All right, so I'm going to try 1 3/4. So that's just a little bit big. So then I need to go probably 3/8. Oh, did it again. Why am I doing this so poorly? Let's go with this one then. Wow, that's interesting. This is one of the reasons I like to have all these cut now that I think about it. Let's go 2 1/4. Let's see if I can get that cut right. Okay, this one is cut right, 2 1/4. Oh my goodness. Oh, I thought I was going to help you guys by taking a piece of 4" and cutting it down, but 2 1/4 makes 1 3/4. That makes 4. So anyway, here we go. So it's 1 3/4. Oh, keep on. Okay. I even wrote it wrong on my notes. Okay. Well, thanks. Every now and then, things just kind of go awry. All right, so there we go. We have this. Yay! All right, now that I got that out of the way, here we go. This is, it's an inch over here, so we are just going to put this, it's like 3 3/4, and then I think it's, what is 3 3/4, and it's 5/8. Okay, it's the little small one. All right, so that's what we have here. This, you can hardly see any of the bubble bath, but I just thought it just looks nice hanging here. And one of the things that I liked is that when I put this over, it looks like the flowers are hanging down on the leaves. So just, I thought that I would do something like that. I really did think this all through. All right, so here we are. We're going to take this, and again, I did the exact same thing, is that I just put this down below so it looks like these flowers have these stems. Oh, thank you. You are so kind, Debbie. I just really appreciate you being with me. You are just so kind. Yes, and I agree. We all do make mistakes. It's hard when you make them on camera all the time, but I know everybody does. There we go. So then here's our card. I just think this is beautiful. I love how it just kind of opens and you have all these fabulous things. And if, you know, if I look at this, it's kind of like in the reverse. This is our focal point, which makes this our focal point. Add that. This is our 2 places that are the card base. I just thought it was just really fun. So this is what our first one looks like, even with all the little blubbers that you have in your mistakes. And yes, how much fun is it to just be able to stamp together and come up with creative ideas. So that's what I did. I used the Berry Burst down here, and that's what I used from the iridescent dots, frosted iridescence, and then I used a flower and put it at the top just to kind of let you know about the thanks. This is stamped in Berry Burst. This is Peaceful Pine. I did the bubble bath first, and then I got a little bit carried away when I rocked and rolled my stamp and put some Berry Burst on it. So that is what our first card looks like. I know. It is always good that you know that we're humans. That's so true. Thank you so much, Debbie. That means a lot to me. All right. So that's the way our first one goes. And our second one is as much fun as the first one. So it is made, and I think this is back in stock too. This is the Garden Poetry Designer Series. I love this because it has these fabulous flowers and this incredible, ombre of all the colors. This is poppy, something poppy, and this is pumpkin pie, and look at it, just comes up with this water spot that looks like it is just this really light color. So when I made this card, this is the way the card goes. This is on a little lever, and then there's a piece of paper that you can write everything. I wanted something that's clean and simple. And so I went after this. So I used the front on one panel and the back on a second panel. And that's how I came up with this. And this has all the spruces with the blueberry, blueberry bushel and all that coming together. Look at this. Whoa! Man, I love that color. That was absolutely beautiful. Here's some other colors that I cut for other cards. You have the Blackberry Bliss with the Berry Burst. Here's the pumpkin pie. And some of it has a little bit, I think, curry, crushed curry. And these are just, I love this. So anyway, I had to make a card with this, so that's what I did. So we're going wild with this one. And then I used the framed violets. I used the scallop opal, and I used the regular opal, cut 2 of those regular opals. I used the Pearlized faceted circles, and I used a lot of the Calypso coral. The Paradise Garden goes along with this really well. And it is, I did the flowers. So I stamped the flowers. And then I used the Love and Hugs on the inside as I stamped off 3 times to create the greenery from the Greenery Lane on the back. So this is stamped off 3 times, and look at how beautiful the spruce comes out. So I love that. This is my card base. Where is my card base? Wow, I've lost a few things. Hold on just a minute. We may have more little oopses coming into this play. Here you are. Thank you. Card base is in pumpkin pie. The little mechanism that bends up is in pumpkin pie. And the scallop is in pumpkin pie. And I hope that scallop is here. Yes. Everything else, these are done with Designer Series paper, and I think I'm going to go wild with that. This on the front with that on the back. Won't that look fun? Oh my God. We can go this way. Hey Debbie, I'm going to ask you, do you like the darker orange with the poppy in it, or would you rather have the crushed curry with the pumpkin pie? I'm going to let you make that decision for me because I like both of them. All right, and then I stamped this and pumpkin pie with the spruce down at the bottom. So, I have everything. Again, we're going to go ahead and just crease the scored lines. Okay, Deb, I'm still waiting for you. What do you think? Should we go with more poppy or should we go with more of our pumpkin pie? What do you think? Anybody else who's on here? What do you think? 1, 2. The poppy, the crushed curry and orange. The darker, I agree. Woo! Good job, Deb. Thank you. So we're going to go light. We're going to do the flowers on the outside. You think just like I do, Debbie. Thank you. I just like the way that this color popped. Whoa, I just thought, whoa. And I think it looks so beautiful in the pumpkin pie. And this is cut an 1/8 smaller. I'm so excited about this. Good choice. Good choice. I think I'm going to go a little bit this way. Yeah. Look at that. Whoa! Oh my God. That looks so awesome. So now I'm just going to add this to the back. And then we're going to add our little mechanism so it opens up. So everything is cut an 1/8 of an inch smaller all the way around. All right. So we are going to add this is done in Memento. And then again, 3 stamp offs of the spruce. And we are going to put this on here so we don't have to try to do it the first time. Now, with our mechanism, this is 2 by 2, scored every 1/2 inch. We are going to find the middle on this, and we are going to just add liquid glue because it's a little bit heavier and forgivable to this front part. And then when we open it up, come on, work with me, we should go into a square. So we're going to go from a straight line into a square. All right. So here's how that's going to look. I'm going to do this in the air. And this is our opening that we are attaching. The 2 flaps that make the opening, not the 2 flaps that make the fold. Okay, so here we are. We're going to take this. We're going to find our middle. We're going to lay this down. We're going to press on this just for a few minutes. And then we're going to open it, and it should make that little mechanism. It makes a little square. Okay? So now, the weird thing about this, and I think that, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this off. I didn't put this really in the center. My little doctor skills are working out today. Let's try that again. All right. When I went looking for where is the middle, there's 12, if I start up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. But if I went over to the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So when you put this on, you have to find where the middle is. And one side's gonna have a little bit more than the others. When I counted this so many times, it's like I had 13 on one side, 12 on another side. Now I'm getting 11 and 13, which makes it 12 on both sides. But we're going to try to find the middle of this. And one of the things that I did is that I used this as my middle, my top. And I just went down 1, 2, 3. And I glued down 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Those are what I came up to after I worked out this whole thing. And that's where I glued everything. So if we take this and go 1, 2, 3, 4, I glued down 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that's what we're going to try today. When you flip this over, it's going to be on your right side. So as you count everything, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's what we're going for. And this one had one more, and we may have to glue one more. 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to try the 4. And remember, this is only a 1/2 inch on the inside. So as we put this down, I want to make sure that I don't have any glue on the top, which I don't, but I moved it, or glue on the bottom. And if we do, we have our embossing buddy, and it's going to help us. I need to just turn and look to see, and I think I got that okay. And all I'm going to do is press on that for just a little bit. And yes, and then when you open it, you have a nice movement. You can see from the back that I don't have any glue on that. But that was the hardest thing, is to try to figure out what the world to do with that. And so now it opens and closes. But what I realized is that I didn't have any room to write on. So I had to put a piece on the back. And this just looked like it was really clean and simple. It was a clean card. I used this to cover up the love and hugs, which we are going to do now. So when I did that, I used this. Now, when I do this, I turn this over, I got out my pencil, and I made a mark on the back. And the mark is just like this. So I'm going to glue this area down to cover up this, and when I put it on, this is where the center of this fold will go, and it will cover everything up. And I'm just using regular adhesive on this. So I am going to take this, line this up here, and then I'm going to turn this over to make sure there's no lines. Yay! All right, so that covers, so that makes our movement of our fancy fold. Love this. Love this. So we are now going to take these out. And I am going to use my little pick tool. I'm going to take the big, come on baby, and I'm going to put that in the middle. And all it should do is shine just a little bit. Come on. There you go. And because I have room on the outside, I am going to take one and put it in the middle down below. And that's going to add some of my decorations to that. And then I am going to take my fancy Stella, absolutely love this. And color in the pumpkin pie. And on this, because these are photopolymer stamp sets, you really need a base. And I use this, or I use the piercing pad to stamp on, because otherwise, oh, I wish I could show you the back. This is not a very good stamping. So you want to make sure that it has a good adherent to the cardstock, so it really melts right into the white. And I have used thick on all of these. So that is my sparkle. Nothing on the inside, just a little sparkle. And it kind of adds to what's going on the outside here. This is a little more of the poppy color, and I really wanted something just to shine. Then I took my Baker's Twine. I thought I already had that ready. I used my Baker's Twine to make this fabulous bow. And somehow when I dumped this all out, so did my bow go. Okay, so we get to make another bow. So I'm bringing over my little bow thing, getting out my white, going around 3 times, 2, 3, bringing this over, bringing my one down and around, and then I am going to tie a little bow. And most of the time I give myself just a little more because of the nails. There you go. Tie it in half very tightly. Then I'm going to take my ribbon scissors, cut that, put this back in the twine, take this off, fan it, get out my glue dot, stick the glue dot to the top, and then I'm going to roll it just a little bit so it stays. One demonstrator said it's like snot. I always like that. It kind of really let me know that it was a way to play. She was a kindergarten teacher. So I said, okay, that was good. And then there's my card. So this is what the second card looks like. And again, just adding the back. And I hope that you have liked these cards. They're a little bit challenging. They're fun. They're creative. They're easy once you get the hang of them. And I think that it is just something good to have for a Wednesday afternoon when you're thinking about what would I like to create and how would I like to be challenged. So this is my way of saying thank you. And Debbie, thank you for spending your time with me. I really appreciate everything, you guys. Anybody who goes on YouTube, please give me a like. Tell me that you enjoy these cards. Anybody who's on Facebook, thank you for being with me on Facebook. It really means a lot to me. And I love doing this for you. Again, my name is Kevon. My website is www.ktstamps.com. And I love creating cards for you. Now, people, I gotta say, I'm not in it for making sure that you buy lots of stuff. I'm in it for you being able to create cards for you. That's what I'm in it for. I want to be able to be someone who can give you directions and to give you things that you really enjoy creating. And any questions you have, please let me know. But just know I'm here for you. And I thank you. And Debbie, thank you for being with me today. And anybody else, I got some people who don't want to be known here. They want to be anonymous. Thank you for being here. I just really appreciate it. All right, guys, take care. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next Wednesday with a brand new sketch. Thank you very much, everyone. Bye-bye.